This is always a good mystery. The good old 86 one-ton Chevy. It's not the mystery if it's gonna run, it's the mystery if it's gonna start or not. The good thing is we got a quarter tank of gas. That's like enough gas to last this thing for another year. Well, ain't this convenient. I took it out of gear to start it and the whole thing rolled out of the shed. Never had that one happen before. Look at that though. We're up to half a tank of gas now. This must be an eco mode then. Man, I'm gonna drive like this all the way down to the chicken houses. Just put her in neutral and let her roll. Eco mode. That was intense. My leg was getting tired there. Better turn the AC on. I'm gonna turn that back off. I don't think it works and it's making a dust. I guess we're gonna have to open up the other air conditioner. My gosh, this one don't want to work either. Come on, you're almost there. There we go. Everything's seized up. I don't know if you can notice, but it's like 100 degrees, man, today, and I'm drenched in sweat. This is. You shouldn't be allowed to work on days like these. Yeah, I put deodorant on this morning. It has a 72-hour guarantee, so I'm good for at least 4 days at least. Y'all want to hear my theory on drinking water when it's hot outside? So my theory on drinking water when it's hot outside is everybody says make sure you drink plenty of water, But I think if you drink less water, you ain't gonna sweat as much, because the more you drink, the more you sweat. The less you drink, the less you sweat. And if you don't drink any water at all, you're just gonna stop sweating and it's gonna be like it's a normal day outside. I mean, I don't know why they do. Don't drink water, kids. Only drink it if you're thirsty, not if you need it, because then you're just gonna sweat more, and nobody wants that.
From Central City, Kentucky, the home of True Vine Farms, the one and only Farmer King.
Alright, so I've mentioned it before, but the Amish live way up there on top of a hill, and it's right next to our chicken houses. And we taken our excavator up there because they need some help doing some things, and they asked for our help. So when we got done unloading it off our lowboy, of course we had to jack the trailer back up and hook it back up. Our pony motor has decided it's not going to pump anymore, which raises the trailer up. And our cylinder, which we knew the seals were out of, so it was leaking oil, and it was still pumping. But then when we're stuck on the main highway, it just decides it was not going to pump anymore. That's why. But anyway, so long story short, we're taking the cylinder out and we're going to work on it. So last night we were down here trying to get the cylinder out, and I didn't have the camera with me, but my dad had a chisel up inside this beam where the pin is that holds the cylinder on, and he was hitting that chisel, and he thought he had his hand out of the way, and apparently it did not. And you guys saw it just a little bit ago that I asked him if his hand was okay, because he cut his finger pretty good when that pin came out and it slammed it between the chisel and the eye or whatever. Still don't know how it happened, but he was on the borderline of getting stitches. And I offered to take him to the emergency room and drop him off, but he didn't want to do that. And I didn't really want to go up there anyways, because they take forever and then he haul around. So we just put some Proxy Clean on, not Proxy Clean, but whatever that crap is you dump in your cut that stings real bad, clean it out. We put some of that in there, and I guess he's surviving today. I mean, he still has his finger, so I guess that's a positive. Let's hope that I can keep all my fingers as I work on it now. Now, the genius that designed this one did a real good job. So he put the pin up in this thing, and then the cylinder drops down in between these two pieces of metal right here and down. This thing is extremely heavy, so it's gonna be a struggle to get out of here. We got the cylinder off. It's a heavy cylinder, but we're gonna back up and just let the thing fall to the ground, because I'm not strong enough to hold that thing. Nobody around here is strong enough. If you're strong enough to hold that thing, you may be the strongest man in the world. We're done with this truck. This truck can go home now, and then we gotta come back and get the cylinder. It's 91 degrees and the humidity is 101 degrees.
We're going to attempt to take this cylinder apart. It came off the low boy. And yes, we're going to clean it up. And no, this is not the right way. But I don't have any lifts here. And so we're going to use what we got. So we're cleaning all this, but I am sure glad I put that cardboard down, since it rolled right all down, right into the dirt anyway. But we're cleaning it, and I knew it was going to take a lot to get that off. And if you can see, here's our chunks of steel, and that's some chunks of metal. We'll have to find where they came from. I believe this may be our problem right here. I'm no expert, but I believe there should be some stuff there. So Emerson's off doing another job, so I'm here by myself. And y'all saw I just got the cylinder out, and so let me show you my little setup here. You know, when you're working alone and you don't have the right tools, because I don't have a socket that big. I'd have to measure it, but that's well over 2 inches. But what I do have is I got 2 pipe wrenches and I got a semi. So what we do is we stick our pipe wrench on the ball end that hits the ground or the plate, so we're not hurting anything. And so when I first tried to do it, I needed somebody to stand on the other end because it just lifted up by myself. But you know what? I got a really heavy semi, and so I just slid that joker right up there, put this pipe wrench on there, and stood on it. And this thing must have been apart before, because it's not torqued very tight. It came right loose. So we're going to take her loose, clean that stuff up, and we'll try to get some seals next week.
Well, we got our cylinder home, and now it seems like we got ourselves into a new job. So for all you new viewers on Acre TV, we own chicken houses. And with a year like this year, where we've had so much rain and our crops have been under a lot of stress from the rain, or just now they even getting planted, and now it looks like we're going into a drought, the chicken houses help pay for a lot of our row cropping experience, but you guys do not get to see a lot of that. So today, feed line needs to be fixed, doesn't it?
Yeah. We run to failure.
Yeah,
I think we could get a little bit more life. Be completely round, but we'll go ahead and change it. That's a pretty critical component.
That had at least 3 more flocks in it.
It's actually been that way for about a year. It's just gotten bigger.
So just as it would happen, the piece that they gave us is the wrong piece. So you can see how the boat hose go down the side. Ours, the boat hose go down the front. So I think we're gonna cut the side pieces off and drill some bolt holes on the front and just hope it works.
To put it down the side, we had to move our little flapper switch out. And for y'all that don't know, you want to show them? The feed comes back here and it fills up this hole, and there's a little flap in there. And it moves a little trigger up here that cuts the feed on and off. And so if we take that off and move it back, that's going to move that trigger back. And so we really don't want to do that.
So your drill bit was spinning, but see how it has this silver piece at the end, like where it's got like a quarter drive on it? It was spinning and it was doing the drill bits not spin, and it's a piece of crap is what it is. Never buy cheap drill bits, because this is what happens.
How come I'm the one that's injured, but I'm doing all the work?
Speaking of that, how is your finger feeling today?
Well, it's still swollen. It hasn't scabbed all the way, but this 95-degree weather and sweating, I feel like it's getting a little mushy under there. Did you show them what I did?
Yeah, I showed them yesterday on the cylinder what happened.
Yeah.
So I don't think I mentioned the lesson we learned though.
There's a lesson we know is to hold chisels and everything with vice grips or channel locks.
I wasn't forced. I got to witness relearning a lesson we already learned the hard way. When you use chisels, always use vice grips or channel locks to hold them and not your hand. This auger right here, these auger, it's a certain ratio, I don't know it for sure, but it is a stretched auger. So if we didn't have our seat clamp on here right now, this auger would take off down the line and who knows where it would end up.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, there's a formula for it. I don't remember what it is, but
Phone call, hang on. Once we take that seat clamp off, we have here. I don't know how this holds this at all, really, because I know if this thing gets your finger, it's taking your finger off, which with him, it's only got to take half a finger at this point. But you stick it in there on that rod, and it just bolts onto it through some holes, and it holds the whole thing. It's quite a miracle how that works. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope they enjoy it. Remember, faith, family, farm. See you in the next one.